Shout out to my guy Toby here, who did a video recently talking about the idea that there could potentially be a traitor amongst the Straw Hats. Toby basically went and did his video saying if there were a traitor amongst the Straw Hats, he believes that Zoro would be the #1 culprit for being a traitor. And I unfortunately have to disagree very strongly with this argument. So let's start with his first point, which is that, like, hey, Zoro is a pirate hunter, so that makes it more likely for him to possibly betray Luffy. The problem with that argument is Zoro never became a pirate hunter out of a hatred for pirates. He became a pirate hunter out of necessity. Like, as a wandering swordsman, he needed to make money so that he could eat, drink, find somewhere to sleep, all of those things. Pirate hunting just became that thing. And it's the thing that he was able to do to make money while at the same time also sharpening his skills as a swordsman. Another thing that I think Toby kind of gets wrong here is the promise that's made between Luffy and Zoro when Zoro first joins the crew. Zoro makes Luffy promise that he will never make him compromise on his dream to be the greatest swordsman. And as long as he's not going to get in his way of doing that and basically make him give up that dream, he is willing to follow him. However, if Luffy did get in his way and if Luffy did make him abandon his dream, he would kill him where he stood. So again, that's the only condition in which Zoro is willing to kill Luffy. It's not even really tied to how Luffy decides to carry himself as a pirate, because we've literally seen Zoro follow Luffy under every circumstance. No matter what decision Luffy has made, Zoro has stood there 10 toes down, whether he's agreed with it or not. Last thing I want to bring up is this comment here where he brings up the fight that Luffy and Zoro have at Whiskey Peak. Let's keep in mind why this fight started. It had nothing to do with Zoro being the agitator. If anything, it was a misunderstanding on Luffy's part of not understanding that they were literally about to be kidnapped by Baroque Works agents, and Zoro had basically went through the town beating them all up, and Luffy believed that Zoro had lost his mind. The only reason Zoro fought back was because Luffy wouldn't listen to him. Had Luffy had just stopped and listened to Zoro, no fight happens. But Zoro, not being a punk, isn't going to back down from Luffy either. So yeah, they fought, but Zoro at no point in time was actively trying to kill Luffy. Zoro has done too much up to this point to prove that he is not just only loyal to Luffy, but he's probably the most loyal to Luffy of all the Straw Hat members. He's literally laid his body down for him multiple times, has literally laid his life down for him. And if anything, Zoro holds the rest of the crew to a higher standard of loyalty than even Luffy does. So at the end of the day, if there's going to be a traitor, it's definitely not going to be Zoro.